This is Ouch My Wallet, hosted by Robert Simmons, a production of the TFYLP Network. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ouch My Wallet for September 2nd, 2020. I'm your host, Rob. With us tonight, we have Mr. Paul.
Hey.
Nope. Mr. Michael.
What's up, everybody?
And last but not least, Mr.
Hey,
Rick.
I heard you guys missed me.
Always.
Always.
Yeah, where were you on Monday?
Yeah.
I had to sub in for you Monday.
Yeah, well, Paul, it's called Kids,
Or not this past, but
and now you're going to be in that same predicament. Although you only have one kid that you know of so far.
You mean I can't just do whatever I want the rest of my life?
No, these things have bedtimes. I'm an only child. I wanted like 4 or 5 kids. And after the second one, she would not go to sleep as a baby until after midnight. And that's when my wife and I decided, you know what, we're just going to shut it down. I'm just going to have the surgery. I'm going to have everything, the shaft, the balls, everything's coming off. I'm just going to have a metal plate down there, so there's no chance.
That's a different surgery that's pretty hard to get in the U.S. these days.
I just want a metal plate, so there's no chance of me getting anyone or thing pregnant again.
Or ever getting hurt again either, right? Gong!
That's right. I'm invulnerable now.
So you know what's not invulnerable? Our wallets.
Good segue.
Look at that.
Oh, shit.
Right? Professional podcasters here, just so y'all know. So who wants to kick it off tonight?
Me.
Who wants to fire it up?
Me, I'll
One of
do
y'all
it.
do it. Go.
It's only getting bigger from here. But this is a
Hey-o.
Devastator that maybe you guys don't recognize.
That's the Super 7.
I
Right?
know what it is.
It's not.
It's Super 7
You opened
G1
it?
Devastator. And he does the old silly walks. Really good.
So,
They're 5 POA,
five-
right?
5 points of articulation. This head totally moves side to side.
So there's two Super 7 Devastators. Do you know what the difference between them are?
Yeah, there's only one.
There was a bad listing on Big Bad. We figured it out last time because Paul's like, no, there's not. I was like, no,
Yeah.
there's not. They had a normal and well, and if you Google it, you still get that old listing on Big Bad. You'll see both show up in the results. And when you click the wrong one, it 404 is now.
I
It's
didn't
like
even
page not found.
501 direct it. It's like they had.
Nope.
Don't they have a
It's
website?
404.
It's like they got to use it.
But yeah, so there is only one, which was confusing for a while.
Yeah. So the
for me as
Devastator
well.
they made in a larger scale. It's the only one so far that's in this larger scale. And so here is a regular one next to it. This is about 4 inches tall, and the Devastator one is probably 6 or 7.
Now, do you have them in package as well, or do you crack them suckers open?
These are open. These are not in the
Oh yeah,
package.
those
obviously.
are open, but
I cannot mystically re-put them in.
He's asking if you do a Rick.
Not for
Yeah.
these. I mean, for
No.
Starscream, yes. I have
See,
I have an extra sealed Starscream.
the only
But-
thing I find interesting about the Super 7 toys is the packaging.
The art is so good.
Yeah, it's cool.
On all their lines, on all their reaction lines.
It's not been good enough for me to buy, to dip on it because they're expensive. If they do some Beast Wars stuff, I'd happily. But
I'm sure it's coming.
I mean, I believe there's going to be a wave 4, but it's kind of been. I think COVID slowed everything down for Super 7. They, the smaller companies are a little more susceptible to like big delays because some of wave 3 is out, but not all of it, which is annoying. But this one is a separate release.
They've actually commented about an art book they did a Q&A YouTube a while back with submitted questions, and the very first question on there is mine, and that's the question I asked. They said that they would love to. And I was like, there's no plans right now, but it's one of those, they're a small shop, and they're like, we obviously couldn't do it in-house. We would have to find someone to do it with, and we'd love to. It's just, find the time. But
one thing I kind of like
cool
about these is that you really only ever see them packaged in the front, and they don't do. The first wave they had like front back photos, but like you never really know what the paint apps are going to be on the back because they don't really skimp out. Like so, this one has. Devastator's usually pretty green, but they did paint Mixmaster's wheels. His purple like underwear band goes all the way around, and there's a window on the back that's kind of randomly, purple. I like it. It's cool. I love these things. I know I get them for what they are. The retro kind of like weird niche. We know that these toys sucked back in the day, but it's all about like kind of acting like they existed back in the day. And
I mean, these are basically Star Wars figures.
Yeah,
that's what we grew up. We grew up with the 5-point articulation Star Wars figures.
Mm-hmm. I actually own the Firefly crew, and from them, but yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What I like about that Devastator, and the reason why I bought it is just like, it's going to be cartoon accurate. I don't think his animation model is so derpy. And like, don't get me wrong, I would totally buy if they made a transforming version of Devastator that looked like that looked that derpy in combined mode.
Me too.
I'd be all over it. But I'll buy that as well. That'll be just a fun little.
Unfortunately,
Devastator. That nothing else will ever.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get combiners in Masterpiece ever.
Yeah,
Raiden
I guess.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
But have we seen anything? Have we heard anything concrete about it? No.
The rumor is it's only the combined mode, right, and not the individual modes.
That's new to me.
I haven't heard.
There's literally no information, so like it's all speculation.
Yeah,
it's speculation.
I think they announced that to put a dent in Zeta, who hasn't said a peep about their Masterpiece Raiden since that got announced. And that was also shortly after Hasbro tried to shut down Zeta's Unicron. So it's like there's a trend there if you look for it. Is it coincidental? I don't know.
One last thing about this guy. I don't know if any guy, I don't know the name of the company, but there was a third-party like toy that was quite like this, but it was a little more articulated from like back in maybe 5-6 years ago. I think they made a Superion as well, but it's like maybe this tall. It's like a giant Action Master, and it's
I have
a different style, but it's cool.
I have a Devastator that's like a vinyl rotocast that's like 2 feet tall. Is that the one you're?
Is it articulated? Like you can actually?
No, I mean, it's just like the arms go up and down, and that's it.
That might be it. I don't know. I got it from ages 3 and up a long time ago. No. It's a third-party toy.
Yeah, I remember which one you're talking about.
Did not transform.
Right.
But
it was almost done in like the Revoltech style.
Sure. It's pretty big though. I wish I knew. I should have researched it so I knew exactly what to call it so you could search for it and find it. But
welcome to tftalk.net, where all of our shows are the most prepared for ever.
I mean, you get what you pay for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, got a hold of this guy, and it's only getting bigger from here.
Oh, okay.
All right. Who's next?
Rick? Me? Well, listen, I'll start off with the cheapest item and then work my way up value-wise. I have a sealed Ironhide from G1. Now, it's actually only sealed on the one side, but it's
so it's open.
It's open, yeah, but it's still sealed on the bubble. What's cool about this one is, and I've never seen this before, it's got a black border.
Weird.
So it is weird.
It's not a knockoff.
It's not a knockoff. This is a legit Transformer. Apparently it was originally purchased in England, but it's an American release. and that is really weird. It's got a black border. Yep.
I don't know. Anytime I see weird packaging variants, I'm reminded back to like the G1 knockoff threads, and they're like, they look like they're real, but here's the slight difference, and like the borders or the sunspot will be off a little bit, or the gradient will be just off a little, and that's like
that sounds like a job for the Facebook detectives.
This is legit. The the person I got it from is a legit guy who's getting out of it, and so that's where I'll start tonight.
Well, that's very cool. Does it have the crease flap?
There's no crease flap.
Woo!
Nice.
Bala!
Yep. I mean, it's definitely not a knockoff. It does say Transformers, but I'm sure that's fine, right? No.
And the instructions just have a completely different toy on it on the top, but that's
instead of saying start, it just says go. You're done, and. But no, it's legit. This is a real one.
Well, that's interesting. The packaging variants never.
That's what I love about Transformers, man. I'll collect for the rest of my life, and I'll always discover something new.
You continue to make some other completionists out there go insane for everything that you keep finding.
I can't find anything about a black border. There's
no one will ever have a complete set ever. That's what I love about it.
I bet it's a normal release, and somebody went over it with a Sharpie, made it black, and it's sat there for 20 years now, and you can't tell. It's soaked in.
What I mean, you should look at you can look at the assortment. The assortment number might help you kind of determine what it is. But I would show it. I would show it to I Am Ratchet. That seems like the only person that.
I'm sure he knows about it. His friend got it to me.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Oh, and by the way,
that's cool.
Benjamin in chat says before and afters Jumbo Action Master Devastator. So before and after was the company.
Right. Okay.
That's correct.
And yeah, this looks like what you're describing. It's got a little more articulation. It doesn't have like. You can get some poses. It's got waist, knee, a couple of.
Yeah.
The thing
that's what I want. Neat. I want a Devastator Jumbo. I'd buy that.
It's pretty neat.
This thing is
huge. Really big, and I think they made a Superion, or they were going to, and I was like, man, I hope this kind of niche thing takes off, because I wanted a big Unicron like that, That would have been super cool. Mm. I'm just really intrigued about the black border. Like, I want to know what that could be. Yeah, so just, in case anyone, let's just pause for a second, because I don't think people have any idea what we're saying when we say that. Rick did show the black border, but typically, G1 Transformers had a gray border. Is that correct, Rick?
There was no border, and then there was gray border.
There was white border on some of the mini bots.
On some of the mini bots, yeah, but on the cars.
Okay, but those are the main.
No border, white border, gray border on the mini cars, on the mini spots.
And to put it in perspective, it's almost like pre-rub versus rub sign. The figures, but we're talking specifically the packaging.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily tell you what was inside, because sometimes there's a combination of the toy inside and the packaging variant.
Yeah. So there's no rub sign on this. So it's probably between that,
Yeah, it's that
when they switched over, like late '84, early '85.
Transitional period.
But speaking of Devastator.
What is?
Wait, no, that's not the before and after. That's something else.
That is some wacky thing.
He's got the wheels painted too.
He does. It's like very similar.
Yeah, and look, he's got.
You know what? The before and after one also has the wheels painted.
Yeah, he's got the cartoon paint on the back.
He's got purple back.
Yeah.
Man, there's all these. That head sculpt is terrible. The rest of it looks pretty fun, but that head looks so bad.
That is a crazy piece, Rick. I have never seen that before.
Yeah, it came carded too, and the card is just enormous.
Wow.
And they made
Is that licensed?
No. They made Grimlock and Slag in beast mode.
Oh, okay. I've seen those. They're huge. Those are cool.
Yeah, I opened those up on Cut the Tape a few weeks ago.
Well, you mentioned the purple back. There's so many like different frames of Devastator. I was one time doing some editing work on the movie, and like the colors of the actual greens and purples of Devastator from like one scene to the next are completely different colors. Like the green is like lime and one it's like neon green in the next scene, and I'm like, God damn it! 'Cause I was trying to like make it all look better, and I was like, you really find out some anal stuff when you try to do that kind of
The
thing.
weird thing about this, he's got the windows painted, right? But what's weird is
Yeah.
it's the part on Hook. It's painted black
Oh.
for some reason. So it just kills it for me. It's garbage now.
Yeah.
Garbage. But he's going to look great standing next to your Super 7 Optimus Prime.
Yes,
right?
he is.
Actually, you will.
That they're going to be the same height, but
No, the Super 7 one's going to be bigger than this. Yeah,
Oh, it
I do
is?
have that coming. I got that pre-ordered. Who knows if it'll ever come out?
Yeah.
The cyborg thing.
They say it's working on it. Yeah. The big samurai whatever thing. All right, cool. Mr. Swift. Swift has promised us that since he was on the show last, that this time he actually has toys he likes.
I believe I like.
So it's going to be a
I believe
whole
I
new
like every
side.
single one of these. It's not going to be like last time where I was like, "Look at this." It's so the
Let's
first
get
It's
Swifty.
regret, right?
So the first one up is a bit of out of character purchase, but I bought what is this? Fans Toys? Yeah, Fans Hobby. Azalea, right? That's what it's called. Azalea.
Her name's Minerva.
Minerva. Yeah. I bought it on a whim. I saw the pictures of it and I was like, it looks like it might be a fun toy. And I bought it, and it is a fun toy. It's got a few flaws, but nothing that makes me go like crazy. I think the only thing that's a little annoying is right here on its feet. It's very easy to cause the panels to come apart. But other than that, I mean,
They don't like pegging
it's a
good.
fun toy. The backpack kind of parts forms. You take it off and then you put it back on during transformation. But it's a fun toy. And I wanted to own. Part of it was a counteract that I'll eventually have Nicey on my desk, and I needed to own a more reserved fembot to counteract Nicey.
Oh, and that thing was cheap too, right? Isn't it like a $60
like
toy or
$60.
something?
And it feels solid. And I was like, I mean, I'm not well versed in, not really well versed in third party toys. I own like 2 non-Beast Wars third party toys.
Now you own
And
3.
yeah, now I own 3. No, I own 2. This is the second one.
Oh.
But like, I mean, I think it feels solid. A lot of times I feel with third-party figures that that they do things that Hasbro never could do, to pull off some of the transformation, and a lot of times it makes it feel scary.
Yeah.
But this one, I felt like, everything feels good. Nothing's scary when you're transforming it. It feels nice to transform. It just feels like a solid toy. Like if it was a retail release, I would believe it. Except for it's much nicer, and it's much more complex than most retail releases right now. But it's a good toy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put the stickers on it. I hate putting stickers on things.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for. The reason I passed on it is, I mean, I would love a Minerva toy, but it's not like toy accurate and it's not cartoon accurate. It's just very much like a Minerva homage, and the robot mode obviously evokes Minerva. All of it evokes Minerva, but it's like it's from that era where they were making new interpretations, which isn't bad. It's just I've gotten really picky. And just more and more picky on what I'll
that's why I
purchase.
skipped on that. What was that? Sandstorm. That third-party Sandstorm. That's like Masterpiece Sandstorm, but it didn't quite look like.
Yeah, the Unique Toys one. That's an old figure.
Yeah,
it was not well
at
loved.
one point, it was like $40, and I'm like, nah, I still don't want it.
Well, Fans Toys is finally getting into the triple changers, so maybe at some point they'll do it, or maybe X-Transbots will do it, but no one else has seemed to want to touch Sword or Sandstorm, which makes me think they're like, we can't do this good.
Yeah, there's
because the Unique Tools one wasn't good.
Isn't there a company that's trying to do Dropkick and Shatter as triple changers?
Yeah.
Toy World is.
They look so
Paul loves the tiny feet.
funny. They look like so funny.
I think they look awesome, except the tires are they're so small in car mode.
The proportions are rough.
It's like the anti-surge.
Yeah. Well, it's still scraping. so it's very
still
much
scraping. So
I haven't seen these. I didn't look them up. What's the company?
Toy World. They have a movie line they're doing, and
it's ambitious. I'm not trying
like,
to tell them not to do it, but
yeah, I mean it's hard to get triple changes out of those, but all right, cool. I'm gonna move on to my first one for tonight is Transform Element. It was called Phantom, and I think now it's called Speedstar, and I freaking love it.
Yeah.
I think it's excellent. To get it out of the way, the big issue is there was a factory error on this, that this part in the hips was turned upside down, which made like his legs would sit up just a tiny bit lower, and then in car mode you couldn't get it to push together. So a lot of them went out that way, but then they also recalled a bunch of them and fixed them. When I got mine in, it was supposed to have sent back and gotten fixed and reshipped out. One of them was fixed, one of them wasn't. It takes, I don't know, it was less than 5 minutes to fix it, but it is kind of annoying to fix it. But, factory screw-ups happen, and they did try to fix it, so I'll commend them for that at least. But once you do that, if you like Takara Masterpiece and you like the cartoon accuracy, this thing is excellent. I'm really taken aback by it. And I mean, I loved MMC Sphinx, but it was never cartoon accurate. It was the best we had at the time, and it's still a great toy. But I also have the Diaclone version of it and the G2 Mirage versions of it as well. So I still have that mold in my collection. This guy is, I don't know, I can't say enough. The transformation's fun to me, at least.
So I just opened up the Masterpiece Hound the other day. Do you have a Hound?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, how well does it go with that figure?
Excellently. Do you want me to put them side by side?
Please.
Okay. 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves.
So Rob's a dick. We all agree he's a kid, right?
He's got to go.
Yeah, he's got to go.
He's got to go. I mean, look at how long it took him to get that Hound.
Yeah.
It's just unacceptable.
All right. Can you make them hold hands? All right. Make them kiss. No. Do it soft.
Paint me like one of your French robots.
Don't break your Hound there.
Right.
Yeah, there's been issues with Hound, cracks forming even when you're not playing with it.
Really?
Yeah,
I forget where it was. I tried to look at mine and it looked like it might have had something. Yeah, but it's such a great figure too.
Hound. I've been holding out on it.
It's an excellent figure. I love the engineering on it. I love the look of it in both modes. But Takara needs to get their plastic quality.
He's my favorite Autobot. So I was gonna buy him eventually, but I guess that's not happening. I don't want something that's gonna crack when I'm just looking at it.
I mean, it's somewhere in one of the joints in here or something. I can't remember where it was. Somebody pointed it out, and I looked at mine. And I was like, I think I see that in mine too, but I haven't played with it in a little while. And I wasn't sure if it was a crack or just a seam. I can't remember at the moment. But anyways, yeah, this guy. It wouldn't surprise me if it was designed by an engineer at Takara. Take that for better or the worse. A lot of people use Takara as a swear word these days. But it even says Jetanes on the side. The sticker obviously I put on there, but he walked right off the show. His some people like these gimmicks, some people don't. I like it when they put in the effort. The missile launcher is attached. It transforms as part of him. So it's integrated, which is a very Takara type thing to do as well. It's one of those where if Takara released a figure, I can't imagine they would get better than this. It might be just as good. You know what I mean? It might be, you know, they're both
The
100s,
transformation of
you know what I
more
mean? That type of thing.
complex.
Maybe. I don't know. It depends on where you come from. Like, I don't mind a lot of steps in my transformations. They just need to be intuitive. It's like if it moves, I should move it, and you know, should be able to figure out where things goes. And I feel that way with Takara stuff. And a lot of people hate Takara's engineering. I love Takara's engineering.
Oh, I'm a fan.
And
Maybe Takara's will actually turn
I'll-
invisible.
that's
You
what
have to
it-
hook up an electrical
crack the
current to it,
code.
though,
Yeah.
and it'll bend the light.
Yeah. The only thing that was annoying is he comes with, you know, a few different faces. Can't remember what other accessories he has. I put the box away. But he has a few different faces, and man, getting the head off, get some shock oil, because getting that off the ball joint is a nightmare. It is on there so tight. But he put a little shock oil and it was like boop boop, no problem. So, but yeah, I don't know. I can't say enough good things. He is super duper excellent if you love the cartoon accurate looks, and I don't know. I think he's a fun toy as well.
I don't remember, like, did that just come out? Because I remember seeing that like a million years ago before COVID land.
I got it shortly before the last show, so it was like 2 weeks. I got mine like a little over 2 weeks ago. I think some people have started getting theirs like maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that. So I mean, he's within a month is when it's been hitting.
Hmm.
No. It's probably the most Takara-like masterpiece we have gotten from third party. Like, I seriously think if I showed this to you in hand, it was like, yo, dude, I got this early release of Takara, you'd be like, whoa, you did.
I would never believe you.
It's
but
I would believe you if
no,
it
no,
broke
I'd
the
make no
first time I
distinction.
transformed.
Just, I haven't broke any of mine from transformation, but you know, I take my time with them, and I didn't use instructions on this anytime I've moved him back and forth, which is good because he doesn't have them.
Oh.
He's got a QR code, and I don't even know how to use QR codes. I've just never
Most
looked
phones
into
you
it.
should be able
And
to
apparently
take a
it's just-
picture, and it should.
Just turn on your
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah, see, what the Chinese are doing,
Okay.
you scan that QR code and then you get COVID. That's how it.
Ah,
That's
Yeah,
That's how it
they,
works.
they transfer it to you over the 5G.
that's right. That's right. That's why you got to burn all those towers down.
Did you know that if you rearrange the letters in QR code, it spells COVID?
Right? Yes.
It's a fact.
Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah. He's
QR
awesome.
codes,
You
quick.
should buy him.
I got a Leadfoot Studio Series the other day, and on the back of it, like, it has this sticker that's like a hologram sticker for GM. I think it's GM or
For
Ford or
NASCAR.
something. NASCAR. It's like an officially licensed item, so it has this QR code where you can register the product. And I had two of them, and they both had different codes on them. So like each Leadfoot has its own QR code for a
You're
$20
saying
toy.
there's too many variations for me to collect them all. Then.
Unless you want 10,000 QR codes. I just think it's like absurd. It's like, this item is not like, you don't register this, weirdo, but whatever.
I will now. Did you register it?
I mean,
I didn't.
You want people to know that your NASCAR collection's official.
I guess.
That's right. You need it for insurance purposes.
Did that transform element thing come with the QR code to show everybody it's not official?
It had an anti-QR
Oh.
code.
It had an inverted code.
No. See what it does? It takes you to the Takara Tomy website just to mess with you.
You scan it and then you get raided by the FBI.
No, you think it's official. They just took it off their page or something. Who knows why?
Apparently, I should have talked about that figure like while in shadow with a voice garbler. All right, so I know some of you have planned multiple rounds, so we're about 30 minutes in and we've done one round. So judge accordingly. Paul, why don't you kick off the next loop?
Well, I took a blue pill at Alice in Wonderland and it blew up. I got another Devastator. Not only that, I got two of them. They're making out. No.
No,
This is,
I don't like that.
This is
I don't like
these
that.
these are KOs. This is not Combiner Wars Devastator. This is the downsized uh,
they're
a field
downsized.
army something. I don't know, but see, yeah, but there's no yellow Combiner Wars Devastator.
No.
And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can see it. It
was
has
a
a star as the Decepticon symbol there.
It looks like it has like
You
nipples.
mean as a
painted
G2
on.
Decepticon symbol? He's got
Has
nibbles.
a nice squeak in those elbows.
Yeah, that's
Does the quality, is it like Big Lots plastic or is it like
all right.
real
Let me
plastic?
tell you about. Let
Or
me
in the
tell you
middle.
about this.
Cyberverse plastic.
Please tell
So
us.
I haven't messed with Combiner Wars Devastator in quite a while because I put it away, and I loved it so much when I first opened the first Combiner Wars Devastator. I almost had like an emotional response to it because I thought it was so good, and it's so similar to the original toy. So I got to kind of experience that again with these, and so I put it together twice, and I was like, man, this just feels really nice. And I compared it to a real Combiner Wars Devastator, and my theory is that this it was designed to be this big because this is in scale with Combiner Wars combiners, five piece Scramble City guys. That's why
A lot of people suspected the original one was upsized a bit.
it definitely is, and it's because I played with this a little bit, and I was like, oh, this. I expected it to kind of feel crappy and like, I mean, when something's downsized, like things disappear and like parts like disappear because you lose quality. And the thing that doesn't change are the screws and the pin. The hardware all stays the same size. So like there are problems and solutions have to be made. But this thing is the spitting image of the Combiner Wars one. And when I messed with my friends after this, I was like, this definitely feels blown up. Like not in a chintzy way, but it's like 12.5% bigger than the last one. And I think they just saw this toy, thought it was so good. They're like, let's make this, let's put this into Titan class because it needs to be. Let's just blow it up.
I think they tried to split the difference too, so you could put it with like your masterpieces if you wanted to as well.
Yeah. I mean,
There was a rumor as well going around at the time that the engineers had been working on a Masterpiece Devastator, and instead they took it and put it in Combiner Wars as well, and like changed. You know, that was, you had to rework some things, but like some of the big picture of how it combined. Internet rumors.
Well, if you got a hold of one of these smaller KOs and put it next to a Combiner Wars Devastator, I just pose that question to yourself. You know, like which one feels like the right one? And I think it's the smaller one. So they're both awesome. But
and so the quality's
quality's
good. They're
quite
good plastic.
good. Yeah. I did break one little tab somewhere, like an inconsequential tab, and my green one, the scavenger shovel was misassembled. It was backwards, so you had to unpin it and flip it around and put it back in. It was easy. It was no big deal. Also, I believe
If you got the tools to deal with pins, which I don't think a lot of people have.
get the tools. Okay, stop crying. And I think this is the Takara Tomy mold. I think it has most of the toys have elbows. It's just been so long that I do not remember the differences between the Japanese version and
It was the guns and the elbows, but yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I think it has the robots have the molding of the Takara one, but it does not have the handguns. So
okay,
I don't know. It's worth a pickup if you can find them. They're Chinese KOs. They're not official. KBB
Are they
Field
expensive?
Army. It depends. It depends where you get them. So.
I mean, I didn't know like TF Direct has them, or Sir Toys, kind of some of the places that typically carry that, or Show Z, or if you got it through.
I think
Contact instead.
You'd be, if you get it for under $100, you're doing pretty good. I think if you lived in China, you could probably get it for $15. But like, good luck. Okay, you want to make that trip?
I bought something off of eBay from China, and the guy sent me a picture of the postage he bought. And I mean, it was $40 to send it.
Yeah.
Like, shipping is expensive.
Oh yeah.
Now that they can't just mail it all for free.
Here's the thing right now, like shipping a feather to overseas costs you $40-$50, and shipping 10 pounds of feathers also costs you $40-50. So like you kind of, it's just the matter of getting it across the border that is the big expense. It doesn't matter like the size. I mean, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but it's inconsequential compared to just the inertia of getting the package moving. It just costs a lot of money. So, anyways,
You said it's KBB
a
field.
field army is kind of the name. KBB. Just search. Knockoff combiners devastating.
I mean, I see that. I see like. Yeah.
I like it.
Cool.
I like it. I wanted the yellow. It's the only way to get the yellow one, and I'd say the quality is worth the money. So
That's what interests me is the yellow one, because I'm still surprised that Hasbro or Takara never put that out. I kept expecting it. Oh, is it? And so it's the exact same mold, like Long Haul's the same, or all that.
Everything's the same. Okay. The decos are a little different, just in the sense that, like I said, the yellow one has a star, and this one has like some bastardized Decepticon logo. So,
go get them.
All right. All right. Rick.
Hey, have you guys ever seen one of these?
No.
Mm.
It's a little booklet. It opens up. It's got a puzzle inside. Tells you about Optimus Prime. It's
look, there's a G2 Devastator.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Relevant.
You got this through the Walmart Kids Meal. Walmart used to have a kids meal.
Oh.
Walmart Kids Meal. Right?
What the hell's a
I
Walmart?
don't know. Familiar. It's from 1992. But this isn't what I'm excited about. It's this.
Oh, is that the art from the book?
It's the full art. This one's cropped.
Oh
this
my
is
god!
The full image.
Was that art made just for
this book?
Well, that is
bizarre.
How the hell do you find that?
It's a weird tale of intrigue and murder, and I just.
But why is it not in a frame?
Oh, I just got it. So
that's not your excuse.
But why isn't it framed?
It takes about 2 weeks for Kimberly to frame it up. So,
I mean, did you not know it was
coming?
I
did, but she's already working on
other
other
stuff.
stuff.
The dimensions?
I have some. I actually have some Beast Wars art that she's framing right now for me.
Forgive you then.
Some Beast Wars concept art that she's framing right now.
It's definitely more important.
So yeah. I got some G2 art from Walmart.
That's awesome.
The art's cool, but just the history of what the hell that is even.
I know. So,
like both pieces are very interesting to me. Like, how do you find the artist for that?
Right.
And then how does.
So what's weird is, I got this and I'm like, what the hell is this? It's obviously G2. I love it. It's great. This is the actual inked copy.
So glossy.
I couldn't. Well, there's a sheet of plastic.
Oh, okay.
Covering it, and I couldn't place it. I couldn't find it. So I'm down here in my room and I'm moving stuff around. I'm still setting up the basement, and then I come across this in a box of Transformers Prime stuff, and I'm like, I've seen that. And so there it is.
Man, I've never seen that art before. It's funny that it was produced at such a 1-for-1 size. Typically that stuff is huge and then they shrink it down.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely cropped. You see the bottom of the legs and stuff here, and there's a little bit more on the top, but yeah, I'm going to have them framed side by side.
I'm going to have to page Nick and Peter to give me the history on what the hell is that item in the first.
I wish Peter could just I wish he could just show up, pop in a video and put us on time, time pause and then explain it.
What was that? What was that dating show where the little icon would pop up and?
Don't know.
Studs?
Maybe.
Something
like the little CGI thing would pop up and Paul's about to screw up in 5, 4, 3.
Paul's about to get fired and kicked off the podcast with this next comment.
You wish we would fire you. You wish.
Yeah, dude, I've tried everything.
No.
It just doesn't happen.
Well, we're a
All right,
not-for-profit
so-
entity.
Yet somehow we fired Duran.
Yeah.
So
That is not true. In case anybody doesn't understand what jokes are, he needed a break. All right, so Swift, what you
All
got
right.
next?
let's get
Now we're into
Swifty.
more in vein stuff. So I picked up Ancestrad because I have another guy. I don't know. Do you think we're gonna make it 4 rounds, or should we plan 3?
I'd probably plan for 3, and then maybe we can do a quick round after. Maybe we can do a
I
quick
prepared for a 4th just in case. So
All right, so if we do a quick one, I'll mention the other one. So I started buying all the other T-Beasts, and I was like, well, I have the other 3, so I need to get this one. And so I bought it, and I'm overall, I love it. The only thing is, compared to the other ones, is the plastic is a little cheaper. You can tell it was made before all the other ones because I think it came out around the same time as.
Who makes this line again?
Oh, it's 3 companies. So this is the X9.
Okay, so this isn't a single
Correct.
line. These are just the ones that are doing these G1 characters.
Yeah, they're
as
all
beasts.
based off
That's
of a
different from this,
doujinshi.
right, Michael? Or is this supposed to be the same line?
Same line. They're based off the same art book.
Okay.
So in that art book, it's where the Optimus Primal, the Bumblebee, the Sideswipe came from. I think there's 2 art books at this point called T-Beasts. So this is the Rodimus, and I think the only issues I've had with it, I had to glue his ear back on. It came off on the package, but who cares? At this point, as a collector, you have glue and you glue it back on when it falls off. But yeah, I mean, I love Zoids.
I really like the gold pipes on the inside of his calves.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like IDW a bit.
They're
IDW's design
I
a
think
little.
that's what he's supposed to invoke. The head, I don't know if I can get really close. If I take his swords out of his hands, his head is very IDW.
Yeah, that's Lost Light right there.
Yeah, spitting image of IDW. But like I grew up, I collected Transformers. My brother collected Zoids. TBS is like Zoids that turn into that transform, and so I absolutely love them. I'm looking forward to that Starscream coming up. But yeah, I had to pick this guy up, and I don't regret it. I think they're still on the Chosen Prime if anyone's looking to get them. I know they've become kind of hard to find, but that's where I bought mine.
I think they missed the point with the Rodimus. They should have made it a moose.
Rodimus.
Yeah,
Rodimus.
that's a. We probably none of our listeners probably remember that anymore. Remember Rodimus? We actually have an artist rendition of Rodimus.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to post that up. I have it on my phone.
that toy is awfully spiky.
It's
Okay, Robert, show us what you got.
I will show you what you got. I'll stick with the third-party theme. Got in the... Man, I really don't think I talked about this last week. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Got in Blast Off from MMC's Lino Toys. I've been collecting this. I think it's the best Bruticus that's out there right now. We were kind of talking about on Microcasters last night. Like, I put it on my Masterpiece shelf. I don't think it fits in Masterpiece, but it's the best one out there, so I'm putting it in there for now until a better one comes along. I think this is the most fun one they've released of the line yet, and I've liked them all for fun purposes. If you buy MMC stuff, you know that generally their engineers are extremely good, and no matter what you think of the toy, they're usually fun toys, and this thing is a lot of fun to transform back and forth. No problem at all doing it without instructions. And again, he's got a lot of the cartoon cues on him. I don't know. He's funny. He's got the really derpy head with the mispainted head. If you remember that from the cartoon, it was just an animation error in the not an animation error, but an error in like the color sheets or whatever, where they thought that his head crest was eyes, and so they painted it like that, but his eyes are actually underneath that. And that's just how Blastoff is in the cartoon. So they gave you an alternate head to make that derpy look, and that's always yeah. Go look at Blastoff in the cartoon. It's wrong, but it's
I feel it's
how
one
it
of those
is.
things. Once you see it, you'll never unsee it.
Oh no, I mean it's blatantly obvious. And so like from a distance, it makes it look like the purple he has a uni eye or something, and like no, that's the crest above his eyes. It's his unibrow instead, and that's what they did. But if you're looking for a fun Blastoff toy and a fun Bruticus set, the MMC set continues to be a lot of fun, and this guy's he's so much fun. And Brawl's about to come out. If it isn't shipping, I think it might be shipping right now. So that set's about to be done. They're doing an add-on kit as well if you want the silver parts instead of the cartoon parts. But the cartoon parts are all baked in. That's the big gimmick of this line is that everything's baked in. So like if I open this up, there's half a hand. Yeah, can't say enough good things. Got tons of articulation.
MMC is
He's
quality.
got the knee joints.
I love the clicky ratchet joints. It's good stuff.
Yeah, he does. They don't have a ton of ratchets, but they do have ratchets. Right? But you get you can get the elbow way up. He's got a nav crunch. He's got a waist swivel. And I honestly, the ratchet there, I believe, is going to be an elbow when he's in arm mode, and that's probably why that's ratcheted at the main knee joint. And he kind of has a secondary knee joint, so you can get even more of a thing in there. The biggest thing he doesn't have is an ankle tilt. And apparently the designer said on Pake's show that I thought this was just for transformation, but like if you undo that, let me see, you undo this, and this is that part comes off and like it's like a calf tilt. But that's the dumbest thing ever. Nobody's going to use that to pose with. You're going to leave that clunked up, and he stands completely fine. Like that. His feet just don't go flat, and I don't think it would be great if he had a toe wiggle, so that at least would look like it was flat, but it's not the end of the world. But he has tons of articulation. I don't know. He's lots of fun. If you're in this line, I think you'll really enjoy him. If you're digging the line already, his torso's maybe a little long. Definitely give it that. But for what the toy does, it's excellent.
I'll take your word for it. It's got a lot of pins that are visible on the front of it. Like that's like all I'm seeing for some reason. But
yeah. There's like one here. There's a couple here, like the knee things or whatever. So it's definitely true. I mean, I think like most of us, once you get into combined mode, you'll probably never leave it in any other form.
Probably, yeah.
You might break it down, play with it for a bit, and then put it back in combined mode and put it back up.
I mean, that's where the action is. Like, what's the point of spending like the million extra hours it takes to make all three modes look perfect when everyone's there for one thing?
Masterpiece Beast Wars line in a nutshell.
Yep.
All right, so back to Paul.
All right, so as you can tell, there's a theme to tonight's escapades.
This theme is devastating.
It sure is. The whole thing is here. Yellow leg included. Ain't no red leg over here. So, this isn't super exciting. A lot of people have this guy right now, but it is kind of I'm glad to have him put together, to finally not have a bunch of parts strewn about on my shelf. There's, in general, it's pretty good. There are some disappointing moments. Like, this thing really kind of just is held together with string in the end, is what it feels like.
I thought I heard that the connections were good.
Well,
I mean, you picked it up. It's not like it fell apart.
Correct. But like, overload, there's a few parts I'm like, it doesn't click in here. This doesn't actually connect. Like, it's just like you
put the panel this way and leave it.
Right. It's like there's a lot of parts that are just like, it's like you stuck a really tall pole in the ground and it's just waving in the wind, and you're like, I hope that doesn't fall. You know, like that's kind of how it is. Because like overload is the pants part, the legs, and there's one big slot that it attaches to Scavenger, and I assumed the other bits that like make up the chest of Devastator would like clip into it somewhere. Nope, they just are sitting there, like hanging up, like this, and then the head is in the middle, and that piece at the top that you put over top of Mixmaster to make the big turbine thing. It's also just fucking sitting there. Like, it doesn't clip into anything. Like it's hardly even frictioned in. So, whack. But it's pretty cool, and it's tall and impressive, and I think I'd say it's an A. You know? Like, it's really good.
Now, can you, have you done the hunched over mode thing? Like, it's not official, but I've seen people say, you can get that.
I don't think so. I'm just gonna. I like.
Can you, Paul? Can you just drop it on the ground to see how well it stays together?
No.
I mean, if nothing else, it shouldn't shatter into any really tiny parts, right?
I mean, I don't know. This thing has so much heft to it. This is a really heavy toy.
That's a lot of plastic.
It really is.
That's what does it cost to get the whole thing now? About
now or
$250, like retail as they came out.
Okay, let's play the Wayback Machine. 20, 40, 60. 90, 140. Two more Voyagers. That's 200, 230. Yeah, so and the 260. No tax. Regular retail.
And they're coming out with the box set.
I know. Which pisses me off.
Coming out with the box set.
Yeah, I've bought 3 of each, and because I gotta have it in robot mode, I gotta have them combined, and then I gotta have one sealed, and now there's a box set coming.
I don't think you had to.
Well,
I mean, you were gonna have to.
All right.
You were gonna have to do all that anyways, right?
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I mean, the box set comes out.
Save time,
It's funny because the toys that are valuable right now are Long Haul is at least $100, and Scrap Metal is at least $100. It's fucking crazy.
Scrap Metal.
And Rampage is actually pretty valuable now too because Skipjack's coming out, and so Rampage is kind of like the bastard stepchild because like you don't really need him anymore because he was a robot mode only, but he's not getting released in the box set either. So he's going to be the rarest Constructicon. It's the red.
You got to find a way to turn him into a target master. To make him like
he could, You got
to mount him on the back somehow. You got to fan hack.
Like the Seacons.
Yeah, you got to fan, or maybe he's the. Well, never mind. Anyway,
DNA's got that covered. Yeah. DNA has an add-on kit.
Yeah.
That gives him his manhood.
I wanted to mention that's coming, and that looks. It looks like it's going to be an improvement. So, highly recommended.
And it's a $50 set for anybody. Yeah, I haven't got my Overload yet. He's shipping from Target at some point. Whenever Target online gets their stock, which is funny. We've talked before how the big box people don't know how to do pre-orders. When, I think their online stores are just a completely, almost separate entity. It feels like. So their brick and mortar gets one thing and their online gets another, and their online hasn't gotten stock yet.
Well, I got some.
Hopefully that doesn't get canceled.
Target's sending stuff out. Like I got an Overload today from Target, $30. That was great.
$30.
Yeah, that's why I'm holding on to that pre-order.
Well, if you find it in store, it's $30 too, right now because they just messed it up.
Apparently they're $50 now.
They fixed it. They changed the DPCI.
Some people posted they paid $50 for it.
You snooze, you lose. It was $30 the whole last 2 weeks. So
yeah, I got mine 2 weeks ago, and they were $30. They wouldn't scan, and the guy came over and he put the $30 in it.
Well, it was still showing up on the website though, so you just like this is the item, $29.99. They scanned the DPCI because it was the Voyager. They made a mistake, and it was the Voyager DPCI. So there, if you say that, then yes, you're if you got Overload for $30, Devastator was $240 before tax. So
nice. Times 3 for me.
Times 3.
And a gift set.
And the gift set is number 69. So
69, dude.
So he should come with the balls, right? I mean, it's like
everybody thought I was gonna say it, but it was cool.
Anyways,
all right.
That's my devastating.
I'm gonna go. We're gonna hurry this up. You guys know I like art. I love crazy art.
I think you just like frames.
That's true. I just like frames. So I got a piece of art.
I love it.
We think it's Fun School. We're not 100% sure yet, but it looks like it's 2 pages, a page 20 and page 21, and obviously based off the toy design. So it's it's probably Fun School.
Do we think that's like from like a children's storybook, one of those, or a coloring book? Or...
I have all the books and I can't find it.
I've never seen that before.
I've never seen this.
Maybe just didn't get used.
So it could be European. I don't know.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows where this is from,
Rick's looking to buy whatever it came from.
Email me at cutthetape@tftalk.net.
Can we like talk about that for a second? Because those are very toy accurate drawings.
Yeah.
That's like very.
They did that in the 80s.
It's before Fluoro like came on board and like was a Tasmanian devil. So, if that's how the cartoon looked, do you think we'd be sitting here today talking about Transformers?
We'd be here talking about GoBots.
I think we would.
We'd be talking about Masterpiece Leader 1 and Masterpiece Cop Tour and...
Because, like...
I'm still down to talk about those things for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see something like that, and that's an amazing piece of art, and almost just because it's so not the norm.
Yeah.
And, like... Whoever made the creative decision to like, let's have someone redesign this, whether it was like because they thought the toys looked bad or if it was simply functional because we can't animate this because they're too complicated, let's make them more like people. That person needs to be in the Hall of Fame of Transformers because to me, that's the new designs that they made from the toys. That's what I fell in love with, not the look of the toy, not Ironhide with a sled.
You don't want a Masterpiece Ironhide on a sled?
I mean, at this point...
He has a sticker for a face.
At this point, yes, I do for the retro nostalgic, like, irony of it, but, like, absolutely not is that what I think we should have. Like, that...
Yeah. Well, they made that...
That's one of those fun...
That retro Megatron that was based off the toy with the chrome and the...
That was cool. That was awesome.
That's the one I got Frank Welker to sign.
Nice. But even then, like, that robot mode isn't the derpy toy robot mode. You know, that would be an interesting, like,
it's colored.
If we could step into another universe where they made them look more like the toys. Like, would we have been like, we not cared? The voice acting would have been the same. The scripts would have been the same. Would we have not have gotten as into it if they didn't have those more heroic proportions and more interesting designs instead of
that's what looking at that image is like, Rick. It's like looking into like what could have been or a parallel alternate universe, just like what Rob. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah. I mean, I would love for there to be a parallel universe because then I could buy more stuff.
and in that universe, they also have the Berenstain Bears. Because in ours, it's Berenstain. By God, I know it. All right. Swift.
I'm gonna go quick on this one, and then if we hopefully I'll be longer on the fourth round. More robot beasts that turn into robots. So I actually got this first, and this is what prompted me to buy Ancestron. Because it's like I'm 3 of 4 now. I need to be 4 of 4. It's killing me. It's bugging me.
Well, who's the fourth?
Who's there's Primal. He was the first one released. There's Ancestron, Lambull, and then this guy, Tiger Bee. But yeah, I got this. I think I own 3 Transform Element toys now. 2 of them are the Legends class Beast Wars figures. And those that I was kind of sour on, if you watched the last time I was on the show. But I like this thing. This thing's great, and it's got nice heft to it. The transformation has a few parts that are like, but no, this is a fun toy. It's cool. It looks cool. It's such an interesting take on like Bumblebee. Um, and
Is
now
he,
and the
is he a
only thing I'm not
cheetah?
sure of, he turns into a tiger,
Oh, okay, okay.
and
But
he's got
he's got movie Starscream's jetpack
yeah,
on him.
he's even
Yeah.
got the he's got the
Right?
battle mask. He's very much a movie, maybe more movie Bumblebee
So
than G1 Bumblebee, but
so what would Cheetor transform into then? Would he
Car.
into a Camaro, spots or
I
something?
would buy it. Why?
Well, I mean, Cheetor and Bumblebee obviously have a lot
Yeah.
of analogs of
I mean,
kid
yeah,
appeal, young character, bright primary color. You know, like it's not a
kitty
coincidence. It's on
yellow.
purpose.
If I was born a little earlier, I probably would have been super into Bumblebee, but I was into Cheetor instead. The only thing I'm not sure of is he's got foot. I'm not sure if mine's misassembled. It doesn't seem like it's swiveling in the right direction. This is, you know,
Oh yeah, this
He's
goes all the
got
way, right?
plantar fasciitis. It's a real thing.
Is
but
it
other
waist?
than that,
Is the
It's
waist
flat
correct?
feet,
I mean, you
right?
have to like swivel the waist around.
yeah, everything else is correct. It's just the both feet they swivel the wrong direction. It doesn't swivel like that for transformation either. So
It could be a
yeah,
misassembly as well. There could be a joint that got swapped on the line, and it's so minor that
I don't know
people
anyone
wouldn't
else with it,
notice
so I haven't been able to ask anyone else if theirs are also like that. But I love it. I mean, I'm in for these beasts, the TVs. I want them all to be made, preferably by the ones that made Primal and Lambo. I think those are the best designs so far.
Was that G Creations?
What is
Is
it?
that who made those, or is it
Generation Toy, I
Generation
think.
Toy?
Lambo's.
Like they may be the same company. I can't remember. I've gotten it mixed up. Which is I think is like with the Warbotron is who they were originally, and they've changed their name like 3 times, 4 times. Like not a secret.
Yeah,
It's
every
I'm
just
time the
looking forward
company
to
shuts
that.
down, they move across the street and they reopen.
Yeah. Well, because what did Zeta become? Zeta became
Not Zeta.
yeah, whatever the heck they are now.
Zeta.
well, no, Zeta's still
Oh.
Zeta. They just their
Yeah.
Unicron they released as Studio 01 just because they
Yeah.
distanced themselves from it. But they're still supposedly going to do Zeta stuff as Zeta. You know, time will tell.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Starscream that's coming out, and any other ones of these that are made.
Like,
What does Starscream transform into?
It
Yeah,
looks
he's like
amazing.
Oh, I've
It's
seen that. I have
amazing.
seen that. He's got the big
it's
ass
expensive
wings.
though.
Yeah.
It's like $100, right? Like, are those all
It-
$100
it's-
bucks?
no. So I think Primal was 120, but he's a pretty large figure, like Ancestrod. Um, but like Lambo, I think was like 80. The Bumblebee was 60. So it's not been too bad. I think he was like 130, but and that was discounted. He was actually the most expensive, um, and which is kind of a shame. He also kind of feels the cheapest of them. He's still great, but um,
Man, I almost bought all those. I thought they looked so cool.
they're cool. They're fun. I love them.
It feels like if you're someone like Michael who is just Beast Wars is your G1 and that's, what you're all in for, it's a great, oddity line in a way. Not necessarily oddity, but it's oddball.
Yeah.
It's out there. You're not going to see like 8 versions of stuff of the T-Beast, you got to get him while the getting's good.
We need a Beast Machine's Night Scream this size.
I want that knockoff. I still want that undersized knockoff. I wish
The one, yeah,
the
the little one, yeah.
that's actually kind of
Yeah.
accurate.
I don't have either of them, unfortunately, or fortunately.
I got rid of the big one just because I hated it so much, and it's so out of
Yeah.
scale, and it was broken. Like all of them were broken, And the knockoff is super brittle apparently too, but it's like
At
least it
it's
looks
in
right.
scale, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. All right. For my next one, I got Fans Toys Dune Rider, which is now Dune Runner, I think, aka not Beachcomber. If you're into Fans Toys, you pretty much know what to expect with this guy, and he meets it. The biggest problem with him is the joints are all too tight. and it makes it where the transformation isn't bad. Like, Fanstorm's engineering is really hit or miss. You got stuff like their Dinobots that are excellent, and then almost their entire movie cast is garbage tier transformations. And then like their other stuff is just hit or miss. But their mini bots have been pretty good, and this one is pretty good. It's pretty fun, but everything is just so tight that it's like, I know where this needs to go. It's easy to move. It's not complex, but you just feel like you're fighting it. It's just over toleranced.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. It's not a loose piece of crap.
Just hit that thing with lube.
Like even the waist. Like, I mean, you can hear that thing going. It's important in things like the knees or whatever. But man, the waist just being that hard to turn. And I talked about it last week, but they're not Brawn is the same way. That waist is just super duper tight.
I want that.
Those are great looking.
I mean, it's a great looking figure, and again, the engineering's good. They're well made, and Beachcomber copies that. He's got the full white going on. Me, like most people, this is an upgrade to X-Transbot's Arcos, and that guy was on our shelves for what, 5 years or something. Before we got something that's better. Like, he cleans up in the back really well. His transformation's simpler than X-Transbot's Arcos because you don't have to deal with like the roll cage stuff. Isn't near as bad. It's a lot better. He comes with a few extra heads. He comes with a gun. I'm gonna steal the birds from G2 Arcos and put him.
I was about to ask if he came with birds.
Yeah.
No,
he's to come with a joint. Someone just needs to do it. Bowling ball.
No, he gets an ass crunch.
Nice.
And, he's got all the other good. Yeah, I've been disappointed with some of Fansoy stuff recently because they've been skipping out on modern day articulation. So this one is a little bit more what you would expect. The ab crunches are kind of bonus, but they're almost standard.
Yeah.
Like you almost expect them at an MP level. The only thing is lacking from kind of modern day above and beyond articulations. There's no butterfly joint. Like you can't get it. You can still get his arms across the chest if you need to do that. And he's got great shoulder articulation. It's going to go wherever you want, and it's so damn tightly tolerant. Like you don't think you're going to break it, but it'll hold whatever position you want, no problem. Nothing on this figure is loose, for better or worse. But no butterfly joint. But again, not the end of the world. Decent knees, got an ankle tilt, whatever. It's a good toy. I mean, if Takara did it, I'm sure I would like it better, just because I know how they go. But he's a great upgrade for Arcos, and he definitely looks the part. And the transformations
looks really good. Both of those look really good.
Yeah. Yeah. In car mode, he can put this silver piece on over the front of the car. It also comes in 2 separate spots, but I just used the whole one. I wish there was a tab in the back or something just to like plop it on when he's in robot mode to keep it around. But you can put that on, and you can have them on in robot mode if you want that, if that's your jam.
Wait, what's that for?
Yeah,
is it just to make the car look better?
In car mode, animation accurate is the front of the car has this shape on it. Now in the cartoon it's actually white instead of silver, but they went with silver for the add-on piece, even though the rest of the figure's white. But it's fine. And then and then
I really want that Brawn.
Go buy it then. It's on eBay.
No.
Now see, but Braun doesn't have a nav.
He's like me. He doesn't do sit-ups.
0 out of 10 would not buy. But yeah. All right. That is the end of our third round. We are a little over an hour into it. Do we want to do
speed round?
Speed round on the fourth?
Speed run.
Speed run.
If Swift
All right.
does.
Timer. All right, let's go. Timer going. Let's go. Kick it off.
Okay,
Paul.
well,
Show us
I got
your
this-
Devastators.
I got this a long time ago. I'm done with the Devastator. But then I did a magic spell on it, and it became this. And this is
Fast
Studio
Action Battler
Series
to
Blitzwing.
Studio Series.
This toy is awesome, and I don't gush about a lot of toys, but I'm liking this. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, they really cheaped out with Blitzwing" when they saw the photos, but like, this is a great toy. It does a lot of stuff. It's got a toe joint. It's got an ankle tilt. It even has a hand. The right hand has articulation, so you can strangle Bumblebee, which is like the other hand doesn't have it. So you assume like that's the only reason it did that. And the hands even come out. So we're getting like Marvel Legends style Transformers now, because you can put the voice ripper either of his hands.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, he comes with alternate hands in a mainline toy.
It's just really good. It's simple enough that it's fun. I really like it. It's great. I hope they do a Blitzwing colored one. That'd be cool. That's it.
I'm looking forward to mine. It's another pre-order from Target. But,
so in 3 months
it'll ship at some point.
Yeah, they're actually going to do a.
I'm patient. I just don't want it to get canceled.
They're not going to do a Blitzwing colored one. Just from speaking to people there, they're going to do a San Diego Comic-Con one where the top of the legs are chrome.
You making a joke or or it's serious? I'm not even sure.
No, do you remember Metroplex? He was basically the same. He just had chrome and then yeah.
Well, 3A did that.
It's too close to reality.
Did the Blitzwing one.
It's too close.
Did the G1 colored one. So the look of it is super awesome, and there is precedent for it. So it'd be great if they did it. But
yeah, I'm glad that the people who love the movie are getting a good line of movie figures.
It could use some more paint if there's any bad to say about it.
Or that retail.
We're about to enter phase 2 of Studio Series though, with it being the 86 movie. That'll be a fun ride.
I'm still waiting for Joel. Oh, Rick. I'm going. I got another piece of art. We'll end it on.
All
right, I'll end it with this one. So from the Fun School books, this is actually a deleted page from a Fun School book. It talks about this page in the book, but then they cut it out. So this is the actual deleted painting.
Finally,
right.
The canon of those books finally makes sense now that we have the missing scene.
We need the extended edition of the book.
Right. It says that the Decepticon universe is at hand, right? So they say that there's a message coming, and they read the message, but it's just text on the last page. This was the original last page.
Wow.
Because Optimus Prime is looking at porn.
Nope. I mean, that is a memeable image right there.
It is.
That, you know what? I think I've got my work cut out for me then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take just a nice picture of
it. I mean, Optimus looks hilarious right there. Like the perspective on it.
His head looks so tiny.
It looks like Energon Optimus. His head, he's fat.
It's like they positioned the toy. He drew the toy. He didn't know what he was doing with the hand, and he just took that proud generic box art and just dropped it right in there.
Dude,
and look at the 1980s computer right there.
It's fantastic.
I think you should turn that into a meme and give it to Sergio and let it loose.
100%.
Maybe we'll do a contest.
Rick.
Yeah.
Did you get all this art in a lot together from a collector that was getting rid of their art, or did some of this come from different places? This feels like it was like you got it all together.
I got it all the same week. Two pieces came from one guy, and then I have another piece here that I'll save it for another day. So
awesome,
cool.
It's actually the biggest one. But it's
well, you'll have to tune in to another week.
Put it in the background of cut the tape. Don't mention it.
Yeah, he hasn't done that before. You need to upload it, Rick. Just get it over with.
You know what? I put it in there and nobody said anything, and I don't think anyone cares anymore.
People care if you uploaded it, or you can send it to one of us. We'll upload it to our channel.
I don't know.
We'll get it out there. Swift.
Oh!
Dun, dun, dun. Mine's been sitting in California for over a week. Just sitting there.
So Transart's Optimus Primal, Transmetal's Optimus Primal. Got him in. I love it. It's very much almost exactly the original toy. It's got improvements. It was the same thing with their. I have their Optimal Optimus, which was a smaller scale. This is more masterpiece scale. Their Optimal Optimus was, I think it was supposed to be masterpiece scale with like the G1 masterpiece. This is Beast Wars masterpiece scale. But the Optimal Optimus was basically the toy with just added articulation in a few spots where they improved it, and that's what this is. And it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I hope they keep making more stuff. This is far better than anything they've done that I have. Definitely far better than their Transmutate. Um, it's fantastic. I love it.
And I know some people were like, "Why is it so large?" And I don't think they realize how
The
huge Transmetal Primal
The Transmetals
is.
all got
He's huge
larger.
in the show.
Like even Rat Trap got larger. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
big.
it's so chrome, so shiny.
Gorgeous.
Like
Is there a
I-
purple version too? That'll be like
Please.
their.
No, I hope not.
Not
I'll
yet.
have to buy more of them. I already have to get all the other ones.
How much was that?
How much was this?
He's not too bad. I mean, he's about what you would. He's like around
Yeah, I think
120,
so,
something
about
like that,
120.
right? In that
It's got
area.
a little bit of die cast in him just to make him a little heavy. Not a lot of it. A few of his joints are a little squeaky, but they're not. They don't feel dangerous.
Oh no, I got it for 100
100?
shipped.
I can't remember. I bought it
On
on
eBay,
the
yeah.
Chosen Prime. I don't remember how much they had it for.
So it's probably like
Yeah,
120,
I think
130
somewhere
for
around
that side.
120. Some nice ratchets and it's a solid toy. It's fantastic. He's got swappable face plates and stuff like that. I absolutely love it.
I think that's my favorite Optimus Primal. Was that out of the three? Out of all of them, that was my favorite Optimus Primal.
I mean, I'm a sucker for season 1, but I love the gimmick in season 2. Like the skateboard gorilla was fun, and the backpack that flips over and becomes the gun is just so much fun.
It's so silly, especially the skateboard. It's so silly, but it's iconic. It's memorable.
Megatron with the roller skates.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and the fact that he roller skates all the time.
Yes,
just makes it so much better.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to mine coming in a lot.
I would love if they do a Megatron, partly because my Megatron exploded into dust.
Like they do. Yep. All of them do that.
But he looks great with the dragon that's back there. I can't remember the name of that toy at this point.
The Ginseng Metal Beast.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Awesome. And I think it feels like it's an upscale, but I don't think it's like, I think it's all new engineering. They just aped what came before because it pretty much did what you needed to do. And it was already, at that point, like, that was one of the show accurate toys.
Yeah, I mean,
there wasn't a lot, there are differences, as you said. There's some minor improvements, and the paint and the face sculpt are obviously made to be show accurate. Those were a little different. Stuff like that, but
yeah, there are little tweaks here and there to make you think this isn't 100% the same. And it was the same thing with their Optimal Optimus. Like it looked so close to it. You could say, oh, it's just a downscale or it's just an upscale. But like, I mean, the way his arms transform, they don't transform like this on the toy.
And like a lot of the sculpted detail, like once you get them both enhanced, from what I saw for some pictures, like you're like, oh wait, yeah, the sculpted detail is different. It's all different. It just the engineering is largely
comes with blast effects too. I love it. I can't get the light. I can't get the button. I think is supposed to press it. Once it's depressed, it's supposed to stay on.
It's supposed to hold.
But mine doesn't stay on. But I don't really care that much. I'm gonna remove the batteries eventually, because I don't want them to corrode inside my toys.
I don't care. Let them corrode away. They're mine.
Oh no! Did you see the pictures of my that I shared of my the giant Beast Wars or Beast Machines Optimus Primal? It was nasty.
I assume it's
gross.
Just
there were like 20-year-old batteries in there. I actually got it from Rick, that Optimus Primal.
For me?
Yeah, I had to brush it out with a toothbrush. It was horrible.
Really? You got it for me?
Yeah, I bought the already Beast Machines Optimus Prime one from you. It was a few years ago, 3-4 years ago.
So it was like
Oh,
battery
okay.
acid or something.
Yeah, they just corroded inside the.
Could be worse.
Yeah,
It's inside the battery compartment.
it was starting to leak out a little
It's
bit.
in the computer.
All right, for my last one here, it's nothing too exciting. A lot of people have it, and Paul even gave a spoiler for it a few weeks ago. I got Masterpiece Starscream from Target. So, I don't have a lot of movie Masterpiece, but this is a pretty cool figure. I dig it. There's a few minor complaints, like some stuff doesn't feel very purposeful, like his little things here. You just flip them up and they just flip out like detail, I guess. I thought I was missing something. Like, nope, that's what it does. And then I like the way they tried to give him a butterfly joint. I wish it came forward. It doesn't, but it's still kind of a neat bit of engineering. But on the back here, there's this little spring-loaded tab, and when you were putting it back into plane mode, if you don't make sure that's depressed completely and everything is sunk in, as you're pushing stuff around, it'll start to bend it and break it.
Oops.
And yeah, so I mean, like, I didn't break mine, but it did bend it, so you got to be careful with that. But I don't know what the piece does anyways. It just hangs out there just again to be detail.
Yeah.
It
I
doesn't do anything.
I just transformed one into jet mode the other night, and I was like, "What is going on with this?" I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, that part does nothing. The rest of it's good. I'd probably say there were some early previews of it that said, "Oh, he can't stand. He can stand fine, but his feet click in. They click in really solidly, but then they kind of come out really easily, which is weird. It takes a lot more force to click it in. Now, once you click it in, you can then pose it, and he'll hold his pose just fine because both knee joints are ratcheted, so they'll stay where you want them. But you got to make sure that ankle is clicked in, else when you set it down, he's going to go flopping one way or the other. So click that in, then pose the rest of the knee around that to get the balance on your figure, and he's fine. Yeah, he has cool weapons. You can plug him on the back. You can plug him in his hand. You can give him his arm cannon, kind of Null Ray-ish thing that the movie didn't really care about that iconic part of Starscream. But I mean, I'm going to get rid of my Leader toy finally, my old Revenge of the Fallen Leader. But he's cool.
I've been thinking about
cool.
getting him to go with my Ironhide, just to have at least one Decepticon to go with the one Autobot that I have.
I mean, I don't have the whole line to compare, but I've watched reviews of them all, and I don't know. In hand, this guy is great. I picked up Ironhead after you talked about it, Swift, just because it was so cheap. I went and picked one up. Like, he's not on clearance anymore at places because everybody's sold out. But I found like a used one on eBay for like $50 shipped or something.
Yeah, I still need Barricade from that, and a Megatron movie.
Uh-oh.
I thought, well, Barricade's been knocked off a couple times, so he's probably pretty affordable. Those keep the originals down. But yeah, if you were looking to pick one up,
he is all over the place at Targets too. So like, not hard to find. Yeah. I've seen most stores I've been to have 2. Sometimes some of them have 3. I mean, that's who knows
I might get a Starscream this weekend.
If Target does a toy sale, I'll bet those things all fucking fly and then never be seen again. Gone. But like, it's to the point where like I've gone to stores and been like, I'm not buying that one. It has a mark on the corner. I'm gonna wait till I find a good one.
How much does he retail?
$150.
About $150.
Plus, but then you get the 5% red card off. Which in Tennessee that just cuts my tax in half because our sales tax is stupid here.
But it's more than that because now your tax burden goes down because the 5%'s gone. So yeah.
Comes up to an extra 30
like
cents.
5.1%.
I gotta open that guy. He's sitting over there somewhere. All right. Hey.
Any parting thoughts before we go to bed?
I posted Rodimus up in Discord. So if you're not on our Discord, go on Discord.
Yeah, I'm too old to know what that is. Hey, speaking of old, is Dom still with the show? What's going on with him?
He was on a week or two ago.
Oh, okay.
It was at least 2 weeks ago,
His
if not
schedule
more at this
clashes
point. But yeah, he
often,
did call
I
in.
think.
Yeah, right now his schedule is making it where he can't really be on anything. And then plus, things. But he's definitely still around, but not as much as he has been before. We'll see if that changes. But thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been Ouch My Wallet, part of TF Talk Network. Make sure to check out our other shows. Next show will be what?
I also got this.
Make it quick. I'm in my spiel.
Transformers Robots in Disguise bounce ball.
Boo!
Just throw it as hard as you can in your room.
And
Let
it's
it go.
got art on it.
All right, where's the mute Rick button? Let me find it. No. Yeah, so make sure to check out our other shows. Usually up on Friday is a pre-recorded show hosted by Mr. Rick himself, Cut the Tape. Monday nights is our bread and butter show, TFYLP, podcast where we take a topic and talk about it here on YouTube at 8:30. Then Facebook on Tuesday nights, Microcasters, where some of the cast reviews a single figure. It's on Facebook, 8:30. And then, of course, Ouch My Wallet here. Right now, TF Talk News is on a hiatus, taking a break. And yeah, if you can keep up with us we're on all the social medias. As Michael mentioned, we also have a Discord. We're active in there. We chat, we hang out, we talk Transformers and other things. So drop on by the links in the description. And of course, you can always contact us on any social. If you can't find the link, we'll get it to you. Yeah, dog. Then you can also, if you're in a place to do so, you can hit us up on Patreon at patreon.com/TFLP. Again, we don't make money. It's just help host the server calls for podcasts and things of that nature. And make sure to give the video a like and subscribe. Am I right, guys? YouTube spills.
Click that bell.
Right. Smash that bell. I need to say that at the beginning of the show when people might do it.
Hit that bell, comment, and subscribe.
The thing is, that's cheesy. No one wants to say
it.
But
if you don't say it, it's called a call to action. CTA.
Yeah. People that hate saying it, they're like, some of the bigger YouTubers are like, but when I say it, I get a lot more. It's like every time. It helps. And then, the algorithm
I've admittedly I've been watching YouTube videos and I've gotten to the point right to the end and you watched it this far, click like, and I'm like, oh, I guess so. I'll click like.
If you're gonna watch a 15-minute YouTube video and you're 7 minutes in, it's like they might as well tell you to do it. Like, yo, you like this, right?
And thanks everyone that joined us on the live chat tonight. Zaldron and Ben and Ryan and some other people, the quiet watchers. They just like to watch.
Those mysterious people.
Yeah.
Google robots.
All right, so. All right, well, good night, everybody, and we'll